Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Big Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my college basketball bank shop best bet, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Wednesday in college hoops. First up, we see Radford and UNC Asheville. This one's going to be a 6:30 Eastern start time. It's going to be on ESPN+. Not only is Radford at UNC Asheville in better form than Radford right now, but Asheville, I just think, is the much better team on both ends of the court, even defensively, where Asheville's had some issues this year and the shot quality numbers aren't the best. I still think it's the better defense in this matchup, and Drew Pember playing great basketball as of late, not only one of the best players in this conference, but mid-major basketball in general. Last game against Winthrop on the road, Pember was a perfect 12 of 12 from the free throw line, 7 of 9 from two-point range, had 29 points and 13 rebounds in that game, added 4 assists. He continues to be the best player in this conference, and I think he has a big game in this one. Don't trust Radford's defense on the road, and while the offense is okay, they do a decent job at taking care of the ball. This team does not get to the free throw line enough, so they really rely on making tough shots, making those three-point jumpers. But Asheville is ranked top 60 in three-point defense this year, so I don't think it's a good matchup for the Highlanders. Give me the UNC Asheville Bulldogs laying the points. Next up, it's Auburn and Alabama. This one's 7:30 Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN. I think it's going to be one of the best games on the board for Wednesday. And even though Auburn's ranked in the top 10 in the AP polls and Alabama is unranked, I think this is a pretty even matchup. I think Alabama can certainly compete with a team like Auburn. And when you look at Auburn's schedule this year, both non-conference and conference play so far, I don't think this team has been tested enough for me to love their chances here in a true road game, the toughest true road game by far that they played this year. We've seen Auburn play 3 true road games, 2 in conference play against Arkansas and Vandy, teams that are outside the top 100 right now in KenPom, and 2 of the weakest teams in the conference in the SEC. The other true road game was at Appalachian State. We know that that's not a game that Auburn should lose, but they lost that one outright by 5 points. So I don't really trust Auburn on the road. We also saw them lose to Baylor at a neutral site earlier in the season. Their strength of schedule in non-conference play was ranked 158th. Alabama's was ranked 17th. So I think the Crimson Tide, much more battle-tested, should have a huge home court advantage and also an advantage on the glass in this game. Alabama, a very strong offensive rebounding team. Auburn, not the best defensive rebounding team. The Crimson Tide take a lot of three-point jumpers and make them at a pretty good rate. Should be able to get some wide open, off offensive rebound, some wide open looks from the corner. I like Alabama in this game. I think their offense is too much. I think Auburn's defense, while it's really strong, is a bit overrated, overvalued. It's ranked right now 6th in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency, but their shot quality defense isn't as good as that number suggests. And like I said, the defensive rebounding concerns me a bit, especially on the road. I'm going to go with Alabama here. I think they make a statement win. Next up, we see Kansas State and Iowa State. This one's going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be on ESPN2. Iowa State, a really impressive win last time out against TCU. Not only was it a true road win against a Big 12 opponent like TCU, but it was also a game where Iowa State scored 70-plus points without their leading scorer. Lipsey was out for that game. He averages over 14 points per game. He leads the team in assists as well. Now, he could return for this game. He's listed as day-to-day, but even if he doesn't play in this one, Iowa State's defense is still one of the best in the country, top 5 in adjusted defensive efficiency. They force the most turnovers in college basketball, and that's a real problem for Kansas State. This team ranked 338th in turnover percentage offensively, turning the ball over 21% of their possessions. That could be a big problem, especially in a true road game in a really tough atmosphere. I think Kansas State could be in trouble early offensively, and this is not a great shooting team. They're ranked 183rd in effective field goal percentage, not great from three-point range. They were able to grab the W against Oklahoma State last time out, but that was not a great performance. They were laying about 9.5 points. They only won the game by 4, and it was a game where they were trailing for a majority of it. They were able to make a late comeback, but I don't like that performance. Now, going on the road against such a tough defense, I got to go with Iowa State in this one. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we'll go to the SEC as Arkansas takes on Mississippi Ole Miss. This one's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPNU. I've mentioned I thought Ole Miss was overrated, overvalued in non-conference play. They benefited from a pretty weak non-conference schedule, jumped out to a 13-0 overall record, started fading them. We had mixed results, but they lost to Tennessee in a blowout. They lost to LSU by 9 points on the road, and then last time out, another blowout loss to Auburn. They've now lost 3 of their last 5 games, and I don't love their chances here laying points against Arkansas. And we got to remember this Arkansas team, while it's been a disaster of a season so far, 10-8 record with a 1-4 conference record, this was still a team that, based on its talent level, was ranked 14th going into the season in the KenPom rating. So I still think there's a lot of talent on this roster. I like the fact that the Razorbacks do a great job of getting to the free throw line. Similarly, LSU does a great job of getting to the line. And against this Ole Miss defense, LSU had 31 trips at the free throw line in that ball game. That was a big reason why they were able to win that game and put up 89 points. So I think Arkansas is going to be fine offensively. And, while Chris Beard's the coach at Ole Miss, I think that this Ole Miss defense, it's already ranked 131st in adjusted defensive efficiency, and it's, one of the worst defensive rebounding teams in the country. I think the defense has a lot of work to go in the next couple of years to really improve and get to where we expect from Chris Beard defenses. So I'm going to go with Arkansas here. I'm going to take the points. I think that Ole Miss is still a bit overrated. I think the Arkansas Razorbacks are well underrated right now. Next up, we see the final game for Wednesday's card, Colorado and Washington. This one, 11 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPNU. I think situationally, this game really favors Washington. Not only are you playing with revenge, you lost to Colorado earlier in non-conference play. It was a close game, 73-69. But also, Washington's home now for this matchup. We know the Huskies, much better team at home this season. They only have 2 home losses on the year. And Colorado, they have yet to win a game in a true road spot. They have a couple of neutral site wins, but they lost a neutral site against Florida State. They lost to Colorado State on the road, lost to Arizona in a blowout, 97-50. Arizona State by 3 and Cal. Arizona State and Cal losses not great, but those were the true road games. Yes, Colorado's on a 3-game win streak right now, and they're playing pretty good ball, but all 3 of those wins were at home against USC, Oregon, and Oregon State. Now back on the road against a team, like I said, playing with revenge, and a team that's really strong at home, and a team I think is better than its current record. I like the Huskies in this one to get that revenge win, the bounce-back win as well. Give me Washington. I'm going to take them on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Wednesday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.